Hello and welcome to episode 41 of the Roll Jump Media Podcast. I am joined once again by my co host, Jose and Luis. Happy Saturday, guys. What is going on this brilliant Saturday morning?
Hello, everyone. Good morning. It's going good. Another podcast to go.
You're not wrong.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Very warm Saturday. Um,
It is
here
very
in
hot.
the, it's kind of warm. Yeah, the here in the valley, but
Mhm.
ready to go with some juicy news.
Yeah, it is quite juicy indeed, friends. What we're going to be talking about today, we're going to be talking about some digital E3 details. It's coming back in digital format, which is exciting. Kojima potentially working with Xbox, PlayStation's apparent fixation with blockbuster games, and more. But before we get into all those topics, we're going to be talking about what we've been playing, as usual. So, without further ado, y'all know how this goes. Take it away.
All right, so I'll go ahead and get started. Um, so this past week, I kind of didn't really touch my 2DS. Um, I don't know. I think I've been focusing on like other games. Um, in my Switch, I've been playing. I played some Smash. There were gonna be some spirits, some Monster Hunter spirits available.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I guess to like celebrate like Rice's Rice's what's it called? Release
Launch. Yeah.
launch. Um, so I played some of that. Got those spirits. Um, just for a little bit. And I kind of enjoy just going back to Smash and like playing some of that. And then I've been playing Monster Hunter. I haven't been able to play as much as I would like to, um, just because I don't know. This last week was pretty busy for me, for work and stuff like that, and it's kind of tiring sometimes.
Hmm.
But hopefully today and tomorrow, this weekend, is the days where I get to advance in Monster Hunter because I really wanna play um,
Hmm.
more. But I did some I did play a little bit whenever I had time. But I think most of the time or like throughout the week, what I've been playing the most uh, well for my PS5, right? I started playing the Spider-Man DLC.
Yeah.
Um, so I've been playing a little bit of that. But what I've been playing the most, it's Apex. And it's it's one of those games where it's like you start playing again and it's like you kind of get hooked
Yeah.
and you just want to play every day. And so I've been having a high of Apex. So I play like I don't know, maybe a couple hours a day. um,
Hmm.
and then but yeah, so I've been playing a lot of Apex. um but yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Pretty chill. I haven't
True.
really been playing much, or I didn't play much this past week, but hopefully this week.
All right.
All right. My turn. So for me, I've been taking it pretty slow as well. Well, a little slower than Luis has. Um, I haven't touched the Switch at all, um, which is
Oh
bad.
boy.
I missed the spirits. And I know Luis had mentioned it to me, and I never got on the game to get the spirits. So I'm missing a whole bunch of spirits now. Well, usually they bring them back, so I'm not worried about that.
Mm.
But yeah, what's been taking most of my time is just my 3DS. I've been playing the Pokemon Ranger games. Um, last. last week I passed the first Pokemon Ranger. And this, well, I've since then I've been playing the second one, Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia, and I really do enjoy those games. I actually I was looking for the third game, which is Guardians of Signs. No, Signs of Guardians. And I couldn't find it anywhere. Like it was out of stock everywhere. So I resorted to buying it from eBay. Um, from this one person. I don't know.
Oh,
Hopefully we'll get it. I did get the email that it was shipped already and it was on its way. So I have confidence that I'll get it. But yeah, I really did enjoy. I'm enjoying uh this series. I think it switches up a little the the like what's the word? The mechanics of how you play Pokemon. Um, and yeah, I've been really enjoying that. I've been focusing on that and hopefully, I mean, once I pass this one, I'll move on to the third game. I did pre-order Pokemon Snap, new Pokemon Snap, finally. Um, the game I pre-ordered it from Target though, just because I know Target was giving away I think it was like a magnetic frame, um, and I preferred that over the poster that GameStop was offering.
okay.
So, but the thing about Target is that Target doesn't do release day
Shipping.
shipping.
Yeah.
hmm So I'm gonna get the game like a few days after it releases, like in May. So uh,
Mm.
I mean, it's kind of sucks, but I did prefer the frame, so I guess it's worth it. But yeah, that's been pretty much it. Just really slow, enjoying my time with some DS games.
Yeah. Man, if COVID wasn't a thing and we had a way to capture like 3DS footage, I'd be really interested in like doing like a video about those Ranger games. They sound intriguing.
Yeah, it's interesting. And the one thing is that because like the way you capture Pokemon in those games is you have to draw circles around it multiple times, and they have like a little bar that you have to fill up. And every time you complete a circle around it, it fills up the bar. Um, so like you can imagine how fast you have to go with some of them. Some of them are a
Hmm.
little harder to capture, etc. Um, but I mean, it really does. You really use up the like the screen. Um, so maybe those games are not a good games to play when you first get a DS or a 3DS, just
Hmm.
because it might like scratch up your screen a little faster.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good.
Nice. Let's see. So this is gonna be me next. For me, I actually kind of like dabbled in a lot of different things. For some reason, different things were piquing my interest at once. So I'll try to keep everything kind of brief. Let's see. The obvious suspects. I've been playing a little bit of Apex, a little bit of what else have I been playing? Monster Hunter, of course. Monster Hunter is the big thing that came out that I'm invested in. Um, I might miss a couple or one or two. The surprise thing is that I actually been playing. So Mortal Kombat 11 was on sale earlier through GameStop. I wanted a physical copy, so I got it through GameStop, and the Ultimate Edition for PS5. And I've been having. It's been taking me back to when I first got MK9, back when I was like in high school or about to get out of high school, and fighting games is we talked about it before. I think I brought up Dragon Ball Fighter Z before, and I've been putting a lot of time in the practice mode just so I can get competent enough to go online and fight people that also know what they're doing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with some Mortal Kombat characters, but I've been playing as Melina. I've been playing as Scarlet, um, Jackie Briggs, and let's see, Scorpion, pretty much. And Yeah, just taking a handful of characters, learning what they do. The game is freaking gorgeous. It's I know as a fighting game, there's less to render at once if you have like a 3D open world or whatever, but all the little details, their animations, um, a sight to behold. I've been having fun playing that game. I also got to play with Andres. We had some matches, and you probably know how that went, seeing us play.
I can
Intense.
imagine.
Yeah, a little intense, a little salt here and there, but a fighting game's not a fighting game without a little bit of salt when you play with your friends.
Right.
Yeah, and I also played this game back in the day. In like 2017, there was a demo popping off For Honor. Have you guys heard of this one?
Yes. It's a
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So For Honor was on sale on the PlayStation Store for like how much was it? 12.49 with some DLC in it. So I was like, let me go for this one. I wanted to buy this on day one, but I don't know what came out in 2017. It was probably Persona 5 or something. 2017 was stacked. So this unfortunately did not get my attention back in the day, but now it has. Um, it plays pretty much how I remember it. I was surprised to see that the newer characters, at least the ones that I played, felt less impressive than the ones I played back in the day. Like, I was excited for the Shinobi, and I know the Shinobi, like, that's like my aesthetic. But I ended up liking the characters I played back in 2017 rather than the newer ones that came out. Maybe because I was more familiar with them, and I was pretty much new to the game again. But that was just my experience, and I still think that this game is the king of like third person 1v1s. Like if you want to 1v1 your friend in a melee battle, For Honor is the game to do it in. If it's so good. Like like you can do 1v1s. There's a different modes. You can do like Conquest or Dominion where you have to capture a point and work with your teammates to retain that capture and different other modes. But the one that I've been playing the most is the 1v1s, and you have like emotes that you do beforehand, like half the time or a little bit less. You'll do like an emote with the person you're about to duel right before you actually like whip out your weapon and actually square up your opponent. So it actually feels like a duel, like a real like almost
Hmm.
a real life duel, which is really cool. And then I was watching some videos back in the day. I used to watch this guy called Cartoons. He would do For Honor videos, and I went back to watch some of them. And you can also do 2v2s, like even if you have a friend or a random. And there was this thing in For Honor. I don't know if it's still going because I haven't done 2v2s, but 2v2s are pretty much a 1v1 in the game because it's like honorable. Do a 1v1, and if you beat your opponent and the other opponent is still fighting, like your friend's fighting, you wait for that fight to be over. You don't go 1v2 and try to win. It's like an honorable thing, which is like, oh my gosh, this is a game for me, and I completely like
Yeah,
skipped it. So fun times, dude. I'm glad I got it on sale.
yeah, that's good. Yeah, I remember like uh, I feel like that the game didn't um like blow up, like
Yeah.
but from those that played it and from like the reviews that I saw and like the experiences from players, I've heard that like it's really good, like it's very enjoyable. Um,
Hmm.
and so I think it's like one of those games that kind of didn't get the spotlight, but like once you play it, it's you actually have like a good time, and so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah, that's all I wanted to mention. So I've been like a sell here, sell there has gotten me into different experiences, which I'm thankful for. It's pretty
Mhm.
fun.
Taking advantage of those sales.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. There's always sales going on, man. You gotta be careful with
Yeah.
that backlog, bro.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right. Are you guys ready to move on to the discussion topics?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, so let's go ahead
Let's
and.
go. Sorry.
All right, you hype, bro? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and knock off some of the quicker ones. First one is a delay. Deathloop has been delayed to September 14th, 2021. I have a paraphrase from their official Twitter. The developers said that they do not want to compromise their strong vision and want to ensure the health and safety of everyone at the studio. Their goal is to deliver a fun, stylish, and mind bending player experience. They apologize for the wait and thanks everyone for their passion and excitement. So Deathloop, we gotta wait a little bit longer into the year to get our hands on that one for anybody that was interested.
Damn. Like I didn't know that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
First time I hear it.
hmm I believe it was coming out in May originally, and so
Hmm.
it's a few months.
Isn't this the game that we've seen like 5 trailers for?
Yeah, yeah. PlayStation's really
Like
been pushing this game.
yeah,
hmm Yeah,
yeah, that sucks.
yeah, yeah. But you know, comes with the
As long
territory.
as yeah, yeah.
Mhm. All right. Next thing, Pac-Man 99 is out for the Nintendo Switch and is exclusive to Nintendo Switch Online. I got this information from Kotaku. I don't have actually additional information. Pac-Man 99 is out. If you're familiar with the 99 games, Tetris 99, Mario 35 kind of deal, but just, with Pac-Man elements. If you're interested in that, you can go ahead and pick that up. Are you guys
I
interested
might
in
check it out.
oh yeah, I was about to ask. You're gonna pick it up?
Yeah, I might check it out. I was never like a Pac-Man player, honestly. Um, but I saw the trailer, the overview trailer, and it looks kind of interesting. How it works with the whole like 99 players, and but yeah, again, from what I've heard from people on Twitter and like online, it apparently it's like really enjoyable. It's a good time, so I might give it a try. It's very random too. I feel like like I don't know who asked for Pac-Man. We're waiting for some Zelda stuff. But I mean that's cool, and I mean it works. Um, uh, I guess like the games that they choose to offer in these types of what's the style of um, what do you call these games?
Battle Royales.
It's yes, there you go.
hmm
Yeah, so I guess certain games work better in this like style of game in this genre, and Pac-Man is one of them. So um, it's really cool. I'd give it a try too as well. I never got first place though in um, Super Mario 35. So
Dude, me neither. I didn't either.
I doubt I'll get a first place in this one, but
Yeah,
you know, fun time.
for sure. All right, we're getting into the juicy stuff now. That was just two quick ones. First thing we want to talk about, digital E3. So I got some details about digital E3 that's going to pop off this year, 2021. The details I have are from Vic Hood and Adam uh, Vestica from Tech Radar. All right, so not too lengthy, but some good details coming up. The gaming conference, so E3, will be online only, running from June 12th to June 15th, and promises that developers will be showcasing their latest news and games directly to fans around the world. And despite initial speculation, E3 will be available to everyone for free. Thank goodness. The ESA has confirmed that the event will consist of live press conferences and a 4-day long video stream. Digital attendees will also be able to keep track of everything that's going on through the E3 app. Xbox, Nintendo, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two, Warner Brothers, and Koch Media are all confirmed to be making an appearance at E3 this year. However, Sony is noticeably absent from ESA's list of early commitments alongside EA, Activision Blizzard, Sega, Bandai Namco, and Square Enix. Additionally, this year's Summer Game Fest will apparently be more condensed, according to Jeff Keighley. While we don't know the exact dates for Summer Game Fest, we do know it will be taking place in July. It is unclear how long this Summer Games Fest will last. So yeah, a condensed version of the details of E3. Some pretty big names are popping up. A few not yet, but are you guys excited for digital E3? You think it's gonna be popping like the previous years?
I think for Nintendo it might be. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's I think this is the first time no they're coming back to E3 since
Nintendo?
they're yeah
Nintendo's
or
always
no
been at E3.
really?
Uh,
Well, because
yeah,
I know they do their directs, no?
yeah,
Um, would that be considered part of E3? Yeah. Oh, okay.
yeah. It's still
Well,
considered.
you corrected me.
Yeah, like
Um,
corrections.
yeah. But yeah. I mean, I think I don't know. I feel like Nintendo might have some surprises. Um, I mean, maybe I don't know. This could explain maybe why the direct, the recent direct they did was not as hype
Mm,
as people I don't know wanted it to be. Maybe they were kind of waiting for E3, um, and I mean, hopefully we'll get some exciting news regarding Sony not being there. Um, have they missed other E3s in the past?
yeah.
I think they did, right?
Hmm.
Last year. Um,
Well, last year
Last,
was canceled due to the
yeah,
pandemic.
oh, really? Cancel like
Yeah,
completely?
there was no
Oh,
E3 last year.
the
the
year
year
before.
before that they didn't show up either, right?
Right.
Um, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's something. I don't know. Maybe they don't have anything else to show, which is a good thing, I guess. I mean, because I feel like they would get attacked if they were to come and talked about the same stuff that they had already revealed. I feel like people wouldn't be pleased with that.
Mm,
Which I mean, so I mean, I guess it's better to just hold off and not attend something that you have nothing for than to go and kind of, you know, repeat everything that you've revealed so far already. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. It's nice to have E3 back. It's a nice event.
yeah.
Yeah, same. Um, like Jose said, it's I'm excited to see what Nintendo and like even Xbox or even like any all these companies, right? What they have to show and what's coming. Um, and of course, as a Nintendo fan, I'm way more hyped to see when Nintendo's coming. I mean, when Nintendo is bringing, and I'm just glad. I'm glad that they found a way, right, to bring E3 back. Uh, Last year there was no E3, and Jeff Keighley, like uh, you mentioned him as well. He did the the Summer Game Fest, and and it was like it was all right. There were some cool
Mm,
announcements with that whole um, event, but I don't know. It didn't feel the same, you know. And it's not. I think like the point or the thing about E3 was like the huge announcements and like the big teases and things like that,
hmm.
and you know having like 4 days of news and gameplay and all these things. So I'm glad that they're bringing it back. I'm also glad that Jeff Keighley is condensing the Summer Game Fest.
Yeah.
You know, because I do think that he there was then there needed to be improvement right in his event. I mean, I appreciate what he was doing and what he's doing. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad that he's also like trying to improve that experience. But yeah, going back to E3, yeah, I mean, I'm excited, and Doug Bowser, Nintendo's president, Nintendo of America's president,
Hmm.
he tweeted out right that that he was excited, that it's gonna be big for the video game industry. So I feel like he's confident. He's confident of what Nintendo might be bringing. So I'm excited. You know,
What if we
and
get the Switch Pro announcement?
bruh,
That just hit me.
I don't
Okay,
know.
sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, eh, but we'll see. And honestly, uh, I'm not expecting like big teases and announcements. I think, or maybe I don't know. But with all these delays and all these things, like maybe they don't want to jump the gun right and say, "Oh, well, this is coming in." But I don't know. I think it's just nice to see what the development teams are working on. So I'm really excited about that to finally to get that again.
Hmm. This could be a repeat of, well, not as exact repeat, but reminiscent of 2016, where they just like go hard with Breath of the Wild. I wouldn't be mad
Hmm.
at it, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same. And also like I was gonna mention I'm glad that it's free, that they came out and said, oh, it's free for everyone. Um, so that's really cool. And I'm also like interested in how it's gonna work. How this whole virtual thing,
Hmm.
because they're gonna have what, like 20. They said like all day streaming or something like that.
Um,
Um,
they said, let's see, blah, 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 blah. 4 day long video stream.
or day long video stream. So I
Yeah,
don't know if I guess continuously, maybe some like repeats
maybe.
but so I mean that's cool, and we'll see how that works, and hopefully it goes well, and we don't have like technical issues and everyone can enjoy it. But I'm
Right,
excited.
right. Um, yeah, those are takes that I also agree with. The Sony thing, I know Jose brought it up earlier. Sony has the previous like quote unquote like Phil Spencer of PlayStation, the Sean Layden.
Hmm.
He was already kind of like adverse to place to E3 before because he didn't like where it was going. If it kind of felt, I forgot the reasoning, but I don't want to say what it is, but they weren't liking
Hmm.
the direction of where E3 was going, so they just decided to bow out. I don't think it has to do with the content that they have.
Right.
Yeah, but Sony
Yeah, and I
hasn't
remember.
had issues. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, no
Because I
problem.
remember like uh they say right that they would rather just have their own event or own thing, which was
Hmm.
like the PlayStation experience, but that thing also got canceled, right?
Oh my
Um,
gosh, yeah.
so I don't know. I guess Sony has like their own you know path now, like they're with their state of plays, or maybe they have like another event for themselves. But yeah, I remember hearing that as well, that they weren't uh they felt like their plans didn't really fit, or yeah, like they had different plans basically,
Hmm.
and they felt that being at E3 wasn't really compatible with their plans. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Just let it happen, Sony. Like, don't
Right.
be like that.
I
Freaking
know.
freaking goobers, man. Whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's annoying. Like, just
Yeah, it
just show,
is.
just show up, man. Just just
Hmm.
show up. Just show up. Especially now it's digital. You ain't gotta pay nothing. Just
Right.
just show up.
Like it did 3, it's like the big video game conference, it's like the big one.
Yeah.
So it feels weird. It feels strange not having Sony show off their stuff. Uh,
Yo, and watch them come out like a week before E3 trying to get that clout. Like, oh, here's our state of play. Like, Sony, no.
and right, and they might, it's like yes.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and the other companies like EA and Sega and Square Enix, I know Square Enix. They just had like a presentation, right? Um, and then they said like, "Oh, see you next. We'll see you again this summer or whatever." So maybe Square Enix um, joins E3.
Yeah,
But
that's a
again,
possibility.
but but maybe a lot of these companies already have like their own kind of direct thing, going on.
Mm.
Um, EA, same thing, they usually do their own thing before E3, so maybe they'll do it again as well. So we'll see.
Yeah. Konami's just showing up. You think they're gonna do something pretty big? I hope so.
Hopefully they announce like maybe a Silent Hill or Metal Gear remakes or something. But
Yeah.
it's strange because like Konami hasn't been like doing much in the like video game world. I mean,
Right.
they've been doing like what, mobile. They've been focusing on mobile stuff,
Yeah, I believe mobile, pachinko machines.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, when I heard that name, when I heard Konami like being there as well, I was like, I mean, they have to be showing something big, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see.
Hmm. Yeah. E3's back, and I'm gonna be tuning in. I'm sure you guys are too, if you have the
Hmm.
chance.
Even if I don't, nah,
It's happening.
it's happening.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next story. This one's pretty interesting. Xbox is reportedly in talks to publish Hideo Kojima's next game. This is from Tom Ivan from Video Games Chronicle. Um, this is according to VentureBeat, which claims Xbox hopes to make the second game from Death Stranding studio Kojima Productions the focus of a plan to leverage Japanese talent. Wario64 on Twitter spotted Kojima Productions figurine on Xbox boss's Phil Spencer's shelf during a presentation in February, hinting at a potential partnership. In January 2020, Kojima was quoted as saying he'd like to try his hand at making similar games, such as episodic and digital only titles, while working on the studio's next major release. The designer has also previously expressed a desire to explore a new format of game enabled by cloud gaming platforms. So Kojima, he's up to something. He has something brewing over at his studio, and Xbox has their hand in the pie. So seemingly, so do you think this is going to be a good conduit to entice more Japanese developers to embrace Xbox if this pans out?
It could be, I think. Um, would this be an exclusive? Did it
Well,
specify? Has anyone specified or no?
it hasn't been specified, but I think it's assumed that if he partners with Xbox, it's going to be Xbox and PC exclusive at least for a little while.
I mean, I actually did read the news about this. I mean, it's kind of weird. I don't know. Like it's weird seeing those Xbox and Kojima
Hmm.
together in a sentence. Um, I mean, I don't know. I guess it could help. I know Xbox is really not that popular in Japan. Like their presence is like non-existent there. Um, so I mean, I think getting some of these game creators like him could potentially help them. We shall see. We shall see how. I know a lot of people um, were mixed on Death Stranding.
Hmm.
Um, I know like it was very hyped just because it was from Kojima, and then the game came out, and it was just. I guess it wasn't what people were expecting. So, um, Xbox involvement, aside, it'll be interesting to see what the next game uh, will look like, will be about. So we shall see.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing for me.
I think it's sort of like a, well, it's a big win for Xbox or Microsoft, because I do think that well, Kojima's very loved by a lot of gamers.
Hmm.
Um, so I think it's a win for them if Kojima is working on a project for them. And it's also, I think it's also a win for Kojima's productions. You know, the because it's good. I think it's good for him to sort of like reach out, or well, not reach out, but like extend his development to other consoles and other devices and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool, and you know, different a different public, I guess, or different type of gamer, or can experience, you know, a Kojima game as well. So it's interesting. I think it's gonna be interesting to see what it is, if it's true, which honestly I think it might be, or I wouldn't doubt it, at least. So it's gonna be interesting to see what his next project is, just in general as well, like what he's working on.
Yeah. Um, well, for the prospect of getting more Japanese developers to go to Xbox, I don't think it's going to be as big of a splash as people think it might be, because Kojima's kind of like, I think he's ascended like the the West versus East kind of like development like difference. I
Mhm.
feel like he's just like a developer that everybody universally loves, pretty much. So, I mean, it'll look good definitely. I mean, he is, you know, his studio's based in Tokyo, and they're making stuff out of there, and that's definitely going to have some sway. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Definitely a good thing, but not enough to sway the infrastructure already between, like, you know, Sony and Nintendo and all that. At least not yet.
Right, I kind of agree with that as well. Like, um, I guess when I said like it's a win for Microsoft, I guess it's for the people who already own, you
Right.
know, the an Xbox.
Hmm.
But yeah, like regarding like the whole, you know, of having maybe more Japanese players get an Xbox, or you know, yeah, I don't think it's gonna do much for that, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. But with how Sony's been acting lately, I mean, there might be room for something for more movement than I'm anticipating.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and we'll talk about that in a bit, right?
that's right. But before we get into that, I have one thing about PlayStation before we get into all that.
Mhm.
This is about their PlayStation Now service, and new so Marvel's Avengers and Borderlands 3 was added to PlayStation Now, but even if you have a PlayStation 5, you're only going to be able to get the PlayStation 4 versions. This is from Sammy Barker from Push Square. Um, let's see. Think I had details about this. Where are my details at? Da-da-da. Here it is. Okay. So, as for Marvel's Avengers, Square Enix explains that fans will still be able to transfer their save from the PlayStation 4 version of Marvel's Avengers to the PS5 edition, should they choose to buy the game at a later date. So, as for Marvel's Avengers specifically, we know that if you have the PS4 version, you'll be able to transfer their save uh, in the future, so you won't be locked out that way. Um, Despite both titles featuring free PS4 and free PS5 upgrades, wait. Despite both titles featuring free PS4 to PS5 upgrades, that is for Marvel's Avengers and Borderlands 3, you'll only be able to play the last gen version if you do it through PS Now. And just for context, PS Now is this is how Sony describes it. You can get instant access to a huge collection of more than 800 PS4, PS3, and PS2 games on PS4 or Windows PC, with new games added every month. So I don't expect you guys to comment much on this one. I just wanted to point out, I thought this was interesting that even if there are free PS5 upgrades, if you do it through PS Now, it is not currently configured to give you those PS5 upgrades. It is a PS4, PS3, and PS2 games, platform currently,
Mhm.
which is interesting.
Wasn't there like a similar thing um, when they put Final Fantasy VII, but that was on Disney. Oh, Disney. What the heck? On PlayStation Plus, right? That they put the Final Fantasy VII um, remake on PlayStation Plus, but you couldn't get the upgrade to the PS5, or you wouldn't be able to get an upgrade or something like that. Or
Yeah,
am I confusing? So I think it's like a similar thing, right? Um,
it's similar.
except
Yeah,
except this is for PlayStation now.
right.
Um,
Um,
but but yeah, something I wanted to comment on.
yeah. Um, the the PlayStation Plus version, that one seems like it's permanent. Like you're permanently stuck with the PS4 version unless you buy the game or buy whatever you need, the upgrade, in order to
Hmm.
get the PS5 version. For
Right.
PS Now, there seems to be like room for the possibility of PS5 to come at a later date.
Hmm.
But just right now, if you're looking at PS Now, you're not going to be getting PS5 versions of games.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right. So the next thing, which is the big thing for this week, is kind of treading on what we talked about before about Sony. We talked about the what was it? The Japan studio being restructured and
Right.
all that, which ties into this discussion. So let me go ahead and get into it. The headline is Sony's obsession with blockbusters is stirring unrest within PlayStation Empire. This is from Jason Schreier from Bloomberg. This is a little bit lengthy, so stick with me, please. Uh, Visual Arts Service Group, an internal team that largely provided support work um, for Sony, which is from The Verge, details from The Verge, reportedly began working on a remake of 2013's The Last of Us for PS5. This gave the group more creative control and lead game direction, which is what they wanted. However, ownership of the remake moved over to Naughty Dog. The group's leadership has largely disbanded. So, Visual Arts Service Group, they're seemingly no longer working, or no, they're no longer in charge of the Last of Us remake. Um, Another studio, Sony Bend, best known for their 2019 open world action game Days Gone, tried unsuccessfully to pitch a sequel that year, according to people familiar with the proposal. Although the first game had been profitable, its development had been lengthy and critical reception was mixed, so a Days Gone 2 wasn't seen as a viable option. Instead, one team at the studio was assigned to help Naughty Dog with a multiplayer game, while a second group was assigned to work on a new Uncharted game with supervision from Naughty Dog. So this is about PlayStation as a whole, or Sony. The Japanese conglomerate owns about a dozen studios across the world as part of its PlayStation Studios label, but in recent years it has prioritized games made by its most successful developers. Studios such as Santa Monica, California-based Naughty Dog, and Amsterdam-based Guerrilla Games spend tens of millions of dollars to make games with expectations that the investments will pay off exponentially, and usually they do. Hits including 2018's God of War and 2020's Last of Us Part 2 are exclusive to PlayStation consoles, helping Sony sell some 114 million of the PlayStation 4. One more quote. Sony's focus on exclusive blockbusters has come at the expense of niche teams and studios with the PlayStation organization, leading to high turnover and less choice for players. The company has informed developers that it no longer wants to produce smaller games that are only successful in Japan, Bloomberg has reported. So yeah, just like I was saying earlier, it ties into a discussion we had previously. Some new details about the Visual Arts Service Group, The Last of Us. remake that supposedly is in the works, and also Sony Bend, their Days Gone sequel, seemingly has been shut down by Sony, and now they are supporting,
The remake.
reportedly. So
Mhm.
I guess a good discussion jump off point. This is something I wanted to ask you, Luis, as somebody who, you know, I think you kind of jumped in with the PS4, right? It wasn't until the PS4 that you were getting into the PlayStation ecosystem.
I jumped in a little bit with the PS3.
Okay, PS3.
Yeah, when it, with Uncharted 2,
Right.
and I think that's pretty yeah like that's pretty much it actually.
Yeah.
Very few games, and then the PS4 and now the PS5.
Yeah. And then Jose,
Mm,
he's a big he was part of the PS3 thing. I know he likes Uncharted. So
right.
Yeah, Uncharted is a highlight.
yeah. So you guys, I mean, I didn't really jump into the PS2 too much. I had a taste of the PS1, a taste of the PS2, and then like you guys, I started getting rolling with the PS3, PS4 into the PS5. Um, when you get invested in a PlayStation console, do you mostly look forward to what Sony is seems to lean towards is like the Uncharted's, the Naughty Dogs, the big blockbuster kind of games?
Yeah. So in my case, and I mean, there's a lot of factors, right?
Right.
On why it was like, when I first got the PS3, or even I think the PS4. Like, let's talk about the PS4, right?
Right.
I was already, earning some money, so I was able to buy more games for it, and the games that I did buy were the blockbuster ones, right? Like the ones that sold uh, millions of copies. The God of Wars, the um, Last of Us remastered, and the Uncharted 4, and things like that, right?
Yeah.
And and I think I try to focus on those games, um, on getting those games, because again, they a lot of people praise those games, right? And and I guess my main gaming system, well, it's always Nintendo. It's always been Nintendo,
Yeah.
and for Nintendo, I do tend to, you get the first party games, the big games, but also like uh, other games. For example, I don't know, I have like the Shovel Knight for the Switch, Hollow Knight, and things like that, like smaller games, right? Indie games, and
Hmm.
even like the not so big uh, um, games, right, of Nintendo, like, no offense, right, but like Pikmin 3, right, Deluxe,
Right.
and those games that,
But that's still in first party,
right,
right? Yeah.
right, it's still first party.
Yeah.
um so I can, like, with my own experience, I can see why maybe Sony is doing that. Maybe Sony is focusing more on these bigger games, like the Uncharted, like the Last of Us, the God of War.
Hmm.
um but that's that's because of me and my because again, I prefer Nintendo. I know a
Right.
lot of
Right.
people in like their main system is the PlayStation, and they
Yeah, that's
you
me.
know they exactly, right. and,
Yeah.
and like you we were talking right now that, for there were sales, right, and you were getting the Mortal Kombat, and all that.
Hmm.
um there's people who want to buy their games. They're like, um, they're what's it called? I don't know. For some reason, I keep thinking of the Last Guardian.
Mm.
Um,
Hmm.
that, there's there's people who enjoy that game and want games like that, right? And I believe that was part of the ICO team, right, or Eco team, and or
Right.
yeah, and they're part of the Japan studio, which
Hmm.
they kind of disbanded, and it's, I don't know, it's I don't know, I feel like I can't really say much as a, because I'm not like the biggest Sony fan, right?
Right.
um but it's honestly, like, it's a little disappointing,
to hear that. Because again, we talked about I don't know if we talked about it in the podcast or just with like our friends
Yeah.
about how like in the video game industry or like Sony they sort of like wanna focus on like the like cinematic uh, games, right? They wanna all their games have to be cinematic or third person and action adventure kind of thing, and they wanna win all the awards, right? And so I think that's what they're focusing on. That I think that's what they want. Um, but then it's a little disappointing because there's other IPs that they haven't even used, or there's other. I feel like it might limit other ideas from other developers, right?
Right.
Um, so I don't know. It's a little disappointing to see that,
Mm.
to hear that. Even like the Days Gone sequel, right? Like again, there's people who like that game, and I do kind of agree that okay, well maybe they don't see it as profitable because I mean the reviews were kind of mixed, and I remember there were like a lot of glitches for the game, and so I get that as a business from a business standpoint.
Mm.
um but yeah, and I don't know, I guess we can talk about the Last of Us remake thing
Yeah, let's go ahead and do
after we
that.
talk about. Mhm. Well, yeah, I don't understand honestly why they're focusing or they're putting time in a remake for The Last of Us for the PS5. I'm assuming they want to use the same like engine that they used for Last of Us Part Two, um, and sort of like have it similar gameplay and style. Um, but I don't know. I feel like it's way too soon for a remake. Um, and I saw like a lot of comments, that said, that the show maybe they want to like put it out with the show or like have those
Mm.
two, sort of go together. And I guess for max profit or attention or whatever. So maybe that's a plan. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's not necessary um, to get a remake of The Last of Us just yet. Like it's. I think it's perfectly fine as it is right now. Um, and I know that it's a game that a lot of people love, and it's you know they I don't know, maybe they feel like they don't want their game or their beloved game be changed like so soon or whatever. I don't know,
Mm. Mm.
but yeah, I don't know. I don't understand honestly.
Yeah. Before I give my thoughts, Jose, do you want to say anything?
Well, Luis pretty much mentioned some of the main points I was going to say.
Yeah.
I think it sucks whenever, uh, like big um, projects that already have the attention, get pushed to the forefront, and these like lesser or smaller projects either get shut down or they're not being given like this the investment, the time, the money that they deserve. And just because I don't know, I feel like, I mean, your big titles are already established, like regardless of I mean, they're already established, they're already popular, they're gonna be successful to some extent. Um, wouldn't you wanna, I don't know, expand, your library?
Mm.
This whole cinematic thing, which is funny because we talked about this, I think, last podcast. Um, we were talking about how well we feel like Sony kind of focuses on that a little too much, and these news pop up, and it's like, oh well, we were right. And
Mm.
it's different now because now it's actually coming from the source themselves. Like um, this is what we want, and uh, I don't know. I think it does set a bit of a precedent. Um, it's starting to blur the lines of, okay, gonna make are you guys making games or are you guys making movies? Um, are
Interesting.
you guys are you guys when you guys create these games, are you thinking now of, oh, this could be a great series, this could be a great film adaptation, because just look at what's coming up, Uncharted, like the whole Naughty Dog. Well, not all of the games, we have Jack and Daxter that's not even acknowledged, but
R.I.P.
um, but like Uncharted is getting their own movie. You have The Last of Us getting their own HBO series, um, and I feel like that's what they have in mind, like they're thinking of. It's not, oh, this would be a great standalone game anymore. Like it's, oh,
Mm,
this is a great game, but we could also do this and this and this. And I
wow.
think that's I mean it's cool. It's good. It's always nice to see how it's nice to see the games that we love, in different um medium mediums. But then it's also, I don't know, I think it strips away from like the priorities change. Um and so I don't know, it just kind of makes things a little more uh blurry, for lack of better words. Um And I don't know. I mean, The Last of Us remake. Like, what? Who asked for that? Like literally nobody in the world,
Oh,
not even like The Last of Us's greatest fans, I think, were asking for a remake. Like, no one asked for it. And so I think that shows where their priorities stand. Like, oh, this is a huge franchise. Let's milk it. And
mhm.
I mean, I don't know, when you push that a little too much, it risks the quality of those games. It puts at risk I don't know, just like the reputation of the studio. It's like, okay, well, it's just cash grab now, you're just milking the cow, um, the cash cow. um,
Oh
so
man.
I don't know, it's kind of mixed. I don't like that they're doing a remake, personally,
Mhm.
especially a remake that soon. Like, you have Final Fantasy VII fans had to wait years. um, and these guys, it's what, 8 years, I think, since The Last of Us came out. um,
Yep.
it's a little weird, it's a little bizarre, but I guess we shall see.
Yeah. The movie point was making my cogs turn in my head because like they could do the same thing with God of War, live adaptation. And then I was also thinking, you guys remember when that Ratchet and Clank movie came out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like that kind of fizzled. Like it did not do. I don't think it did well for Sony.
yeah. And I think that could also be a reason why maybe they don't focus too much on like these cartoony
Hmm.
animated um characters and stories, just because they don't see any other profit um being made
Hmm.
from that, which is sad because at the end of the day, some of the most memorable characters in gaming are bright colorful, cartoony characters, And so
Yeah.
for Sony to not invest in that, to at least have a mascot like that, um, is I don't know. I feel like it's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I respect that they want to go with the more gritty kind of deal, but they just like they're going too far in that direction, which makes me a little a sad PlayStation boy, for lack of a better term. Um, let's see, what else did I want to bring up? I had something else. Yeah, but you guys touched on a lot of the things I wanted to bring up. Um, yeah, let's see. Like you guys said that you guys are primarily Nintendo console players, and yeah, I can attest. I can attest to that. I can attest to that. But
Yes.
for me, I'm a primary PlayStation player, and Sony does have a lot of bangers that they put out. You know, the Uncharted, the Last of Us, is the Spider Mans that I don't think we should just like downplay. Like those games are stellar, and
Yeah,
it
for
makes
sure.
sense that they that they invest in those. But um, yeah, I'm thinking about like how big is the market for people that are completely into PlayStation? Like for Nintendo, I feel like if you like any first party Nintendo game, like you're kind of like even in the most dire straits, like a Metroid situation or like a Wario situation, like I feel like there's always like room for that to crop back up. Like it's never really dead. I feel like Nintendo like cherishes pretty much all of their IP for the most part. Or do you guys disagree? Did I take it too
What was the
far?
question?
Do
Sorry,
you
what was
think
the
do you
question?
think Nintendo kind of like cherishes all of their IPs to a certain extent, or do you disagree? Do you think they kind of like toss some to the wayside?
Well, actually, that was another point I was gonna make. I kind of um skipped that one, but
Yeah.
like it's like this whole pushing or investing in these like big titles that Sony is doing. Um, it's no different from Nintendo. I feel like Nintendo also
Mm.
has that tendency, um, because and it's so frustrating because Nintendo has, F-Zero, they have Pikmin,
Mm.
um, they have so many games that I feel like with Super Smash Brothers, like there's already like some sort of spark there or some sort of flame there, and Mother, um,
Right.
it's and they don't I don't know. They just don't invest their time. They don't, or they don't see any. Well, I guess Mother makes sense because I guess the creators, I think it's done. That story is done for them, which is, I mean, it's respectable. It's, um, but like F-Zero, like what's stopping them from trying out a new game? This it's a new generation, a whole new generation that only knows Captain Falcon from Super Smash Brothers, and it's like,
Mm.
well, hey guys, if you guys like this guy, like he's actually part of this franchise. Here's a new game.
Yeah.
Um, uh, but I also understand, like, with the attempts that they've made, I know, like Star Fox, they try to bring Star Fox back, with what was it, Zero? Star Fox Zero. Um,
Yeah.
and I mean, I don't think it did that well. Uh, I don't think it was received. I think it was mixed reactions from the game. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I mean, Nintendo is guilty of that as well.
Mm.
And it makes sense from a business standpoint because, like you said, I mean, obviously these titles are solid. They're good. They're getting praise. Breath of the Wild, the the Mario games, Mario Odyssey. Mario will
Mm.
forever be
Yeah.
releasing games.
Yeah.
Uh, but then I don't know. It's just like, well, what about these other IPs that you guys have that I don't know. They have potential.
Interesting.
It's the same issue.
Yeah.
Um,
True.
I don't know these like and I don't want to like just say, oh, they're wrong for this, because I know it makes sense from a business standpoint to
Mm.
invest in products that are going to make money. But then I don't know. It's like, well, I don't know. Like you can't just let your other IPs die, or
Yeah.
I
No.
don't know.
Right. Um. Yeah, because that yeah what I said earlier kind of doesn't make sense anymore. I think I was think like I'm seeing the parallels now. Like I guess the new series for Sony is like Horizon. The new series for Nintendo's kind of like Splatoon, I guess. Like that's up and coming.
Hmm.
Then we have the Mario and Uncharted. We have the freaking Breath of the Wild and Last of Us. Like they have their pillars, I suppose, and they kind of like work around those.
Yeah.
But yeah, but there should definitely be a team. They just take some of those resources. Take the amount of money that you have. Put some resources into a team that revives. Curates the history. It'd be nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Metroid Prime 4 when?
Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 4.
And just real quick, I think that's like that's I guess like the difference between like the Nintendo and Sony, because I think Sony is focusing more on Western uh, games, you
Mm,
know,
yeah.
uh, and that I think that's what disappoints me, because it's because Sony is a Japanese company, right? And there's a lot of developers and games that can come from like Japanese developers, and I don't know, I feel like that, well, with the whole, like the Japan studio thing, I feel like I don't want to say like they're turning their back on their roots, but
Mm,
because I don't know, like I don't, it's but they're focusing on like a Western audience more. And I don't know
yeah.
how I feel about that, honestly. Eh, but I kind of I see where what you guys are saying about like the similarities between Nintendo and Sony, and it's kind of true too, Um, so I don't know.
Yeah. Business sucks, man. I mean, it's good for
Yeah,
them, but it sucks for fans, definitely.
exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. I guess they're just doing what it's gonna be profitable for them. But I'm sure they look at data and they look at what's working for them, and that's what's working, and it sucks because I guess we're also at fault, because we don't like buy certain games, or we don't support certain games. And
Mhm.
so I mean it is, I guess, at the end of the day, it is like it's for business, for their business. They're looking out for their business.
Yeah.
But yes, but like you said, it does suck for us who like games.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we talked about that pretty
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. We're over an hour in. I think we're gonna leave for the Nintendo retrospective and outlook for Switch for another date. So let's go ahead and jump to the game. 2001 games. We're going to be ranking the 5 games we picked out for 2001 to represent the year, and rank them as our top 5. As a reminder, it has been a week. The games are Super Smash Bros. Melee, GTA 3, Devil May Cry, Halo Combat Evolved, and Final Fantasy X. Mm,
Oof, I feel like the top two is gonna be kind of hard.
you think so?
Um, I already have, I think, an idea of who the top two should be.
Right.
Um, Shall we start from 5, bottom
I
up?
I think we should start from 5. Yeah.
Okay. Um, Final Fantasy X,
Yeah. Final Fantasy X
Grand
and
Theft
Devil
Auto
May
3,
Cry
Devil May Cry.
come to mind.
Grand Theft Auto 3,
I It has a really big contention to be number one because that was the first open world GTA. That was like the precedent for all the open world,
okay.
the open world formula.
All right. So for number 5, oh, this is hard. Um,
Yeah. Halo, I feel like can't be number 5 because
yeah.
that was the
Um,
the blueprint for modern shooters.
yeah. I feel
Mhm.
like Final Fantasy X is a good number 5. Um,
I think that's a good pick.
I don't know about you, Luis. And yeah, I think so. I don't know if it changed the the RPG, or even like the Final Fantasy franchise. Again, I'm very unfamiliar with that game. I didn't
Mm.
play it, so but I kind of agree. I would agree.
Final Fantasy X. So I know nine was still sticking to like the old school kind of format. It was still like oldie looking, like what you would think of like a PS1 game. Then
Mhm.
Final Fantasy X came along, and then it was like I think it was just like it was like a big boom for the graphics. It looked nice, more of a what you would think a modern JRPG would look like. Walk around in like a 3D environment, even though the camera was still fixed, and cutscenes look nice, really like anime. I think it was like
Do you
anime
think Devil
cutscenes.
May Cry should be 5 then?
I'm just saying what Final Fantasy X did
Okay.
for the thing. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. But and then for Final Fantasy X, like the cool thing is that you could switch out party members on the fly whenever you wanted in a battle, which is nice. Kind of like how Persona you can do that in a way. Um, dude, I don't know. Devil May Cry though. You guys have a case for Devil May Cry? I did mine for Final Fantasy X.
Um, well, I mean, because right now you just mentioned Final Fantasy X, at least like it brought something new to the franchise. Um,
Right.
Devil May Cry, I don't even know if Devil May Cry is as big as the Final Fantasy franchise. Um,
It's not, but I don't think that. I guess it factors in, but small, not in a big way.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, just based off of what you just said about Final Fantasy X, I do feel like maybe it does deserve a little higher spot, maybe number 4 as opposed to 5. That's why I asked, like, oh, maybe Devil May Cry could be number 5. Um,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I don't know about what you guys think, Luis.
Um,
Do you
that's
think
hard.
do you think Devil May Cry should be 5 or Final Fantasy 10? Mm, ay,
Hmm.
um,
And we said number one and two was gonna be hard. Devil May Cry. So like the character action game. Like I think that was like the tentpole one, right? That was the one that all future ones kind of modeled themselves after. I'm not 100% on it, but
what do you guys say?
I'm gonna say Devil May Cry because I feel like it ushered in kind of like it solidified a new
Mhm.
genre of game.
Right. Yeah, yeah, because I was leaning towards that as
Yeah.
well, having the DMC on 5.
No, I mean like four, not five.
Oh,
Because I feel
oh,
like it so Final Fantasy X, it's like it took a leaps forward, but I feel
uh,
like Devil May Cry because it kind of was the foundation for or set the precedent for a new genre of game, like it perfected it.
mhm.
I feel like that
What would
takes it above
what would that genre be?
character
What is Devil May
action,
Cry?
character
Oh,
action game combos, going through a bunch of enemies.
oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, that was the only thing like for me that I didn't, because I haven't played either of these two games.
Yeah,
So I was just trying to see, okay, what did each of them bring to the table
right.
that year?
Right.
Um, and I mean, it makes sense. I think I agree with you, Ray.
Hmm.
Especially because Devil May Cry is like the first game in the franchise, and for it
Yeah,
to establish that franchise right off the bat, I think it's deserving of number 4.
yeah. You go with that, Luis?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that.
All right. So Final Fantasy X, number five. Devil May Cry. Uh, Okay. So is Devil May Cry gonna be number four? The remaining ones are Smash Brothers Melee, GTA 3, and Halo Combat Evolved.
Oof. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
I think those three you mentioned should be top 3. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
or
So
number
Devil
But in
May.
what order?
3.
Yeah. So Devil May Cry number four.
Yes.
All right. Um, Melee, GTA 3, and Halo Combat Evolved. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
goodness. Um,
Goodness gracious.
okay, so I think number three should be GTA. Really?
Oh
Yes.
no.
I think it should be Melee. Melee.
I think
Melee?
Melee should be three,
Really?
dude. Yeah. Ay, ay, ay,
Um,
ay, ay.
um, I
Come.
considering
Yes.
what Ray was saying, right? That
Yeah.
GTA, sort of like
Right.
show what the open world can do or be.
Hmm.
Um, Melee,
I guess you're right. Yeah.
it's a sequel to the idea already, to an idea that was already done. Oh, I mean, I guess it was perfected this time around.
Right.
Um, and so we had already seen it, right? Um, and I know, like, I love Smash Brothers, right? Um, but um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think what GTA 3 did was more important and more influential. Um, now you want to
Oh
talk about
man.
like gameplay and how fun they are. I guess I've never played GTA 3, so I wouldn't
Me
know
neither.
about it. But I do remember having having fun with Melee. So I don't know. But yeah,
Got
that
you.
that that will be my pick. Put Melee at three.
Oh, that's painful, but it feels like the right
Hmm.
thing to
I
do.
think, yeah, I think I agree as well.
Yeah.
Just because, like, based on like maybe what they brought to gaming, I guess in general, Melee didn't really introduce anything new in the franchise. Just more characters. Um,
I like the movement and
Yeah,
I
the
mean, yeah,
movement.
like
yeah.
like you said, it just perfected some of those
Hmm.
things. Uh, in comparison to the other two games, which I think established. It wasn't just games; it was like a whole genre that they kind of um,
Established.
established. Yeah,
Sorry, excuse me.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
Melee for third place. Sorry, Melee
Okay.
fans, you're gonna get boycotted.
Free Melee. All right, so Super Smash Bros. Melee. I was talking mad stuff off camera saying it was going to be number one.
I know,
And
right?
yeah,
And
number
now we're like,
three.
well, no, three.
Yeah, yeah, number three. All right, so that leaves us with number one and number two, either being GTA 3 or Halo Combat Evolved. Shooter, uh, groundbreaking for shooters or groundbreaking for open world? Which one will we pick?
Those are like probably the two most like popular genres right now.
Yeah.
Uh, I put Halo at number one too,
Ooh, okay, okay.
just
Eh.
because I mean it's a shooter, you know. The shooter genre right now is like the thing, you know. Like, I
Right.
don't know. Um, and I feel like GTA 3, while it did kind of become I guess the blueprint for what open world uh, could be or is, um, there were more games that came afterwards that kind of improved that or perfected that.
Hmm.
Uh, and this was like the third installment in the franchise, I guess, if that's another thing we can talk about.
Right.
Whereas Halo, I feel like this is the first game, this is the birth of a franchise of an iconic franchise, and
The
for it
birth
to
of.
do what it did, um,
Yeah.
it's commendable.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't have Call of Duty without Halo Combat Evolved. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but
Mhm.
I mean, whether you like it or not, like exactly what you just said, like Call of Duty is like huge,
yeah.
and
Right.
you have to attribute that to Halo.
I think I'm inclined to agree with you guys. And I'm also thinking like 3D open world. There was like Mario 64 in them. Like I guess it's smaller, but kind of the same, loose,
Hmm.
kind of,
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
sort of. Yeah, I'm down with what you guys are talking about. Now I wish I mean I don't wish, but I kind of like if I went back in the past, if I could play some Halo and just be part of that like um that wave. I wonder how that would have been like. Been interesting. All right, so this is going to be our list. Number 5, Final Fantasy X. Number 4, Devil May Cry. Number 3, Super Smash Bros. Melee. Number 2, GTA 3. And number 1, Halo Combat Evolved. 2001. 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
that was not necessary, right? Yeah.
All right. This is a cheap shot, man. Okay. Okay, so that's going to do it for our podcast. Thank you to anybody who tuned in. We are Roll Jump Media. We aim to do this podcast every week. Sometimes we aren't able to do the podcast, and but the aim is to do it every week. We appreciate your viewership. If you would like to follow us on other social medias, we are. You can type in Roll Jump Media with your social media, and we'll likely pop up. We also make YouTube videos, so check us out on YouTube, and we also stream on Twitch on Fridays. Podcast every Saturday. I said Friday. My bad. We aim for every Saturday. My bad. My bad on that one, viewers. Yeah, that's about it. Those are the plugs I wanted to do. Thank you for watching. And before we sign off, do my co-hosts have anything to say?
Thank you guys for tuning in, and talk to you guys later.
Thank you all for listening to us. Uh, Play some Monster Hunter.
My man. All right. Nice sign off. Play some Monster Hunter chat. Later. Talk to you later.